What up? What up? Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I just be getting these little bugs, man. I just be wanting to record. So shit. Let's I'm just gonna break down a little episode real quick, a lesson. It's always a message in my episodes, but you know, trying to make my somebody told me my background needs to get neater, but we'll fuck with that through the editing, man. So yeah, man. My name is B Watts. You know what I mean? B Dub, L Book, Khaled, all the good things, right? So right. So right, we're gonna do right now is going to get into this form, short form podcast. This episode is called Brick by Brick, choosing process over ego. All right, welcome back to Rewired Realities. I'm your host, B Watts, and you already know it's B Watts with the plots. It's my little slogan. I came up with that few months ago, man. It just went right. I've been saying it ever since. Because it means it's a tag on my name, and then just I've been out here plotting, man. And not the bad kind, the positive, right? So yeah, so we go with the it's B Watts with the plots, and today episode is personal, man. It's really you know no lesson plan, no theory, just real life. You know what I mean? I'm calling it brick by brick, choosing process over ego. Building something new feels awkward, right? That's the first point. So lately I've been working on my LLC for the sober livings. We're just gonna say program living. Uh Something that gives back to the community, right? Something bigger than me, right? That's how I justify it, or that's how I brand it, right? Or that's how I package it because in order for it to succeed, I had to take myself out of it, man. It ain't about no money. It's about helping the community. You know, something that gives back. So I'll be honest though. It's not a fast. It's not a flashy. It's not a quick scheme process. It's a field I haven't really fully tried yet, right? And I've been getting some progress. Got some help of my community and my network, and people been like showing up, man, really helping the boy. What's this line? I got a line in my thing. Okay, anyhow, yeah, what is that, bro? Okay, anyhow, yeah, man. So I'm working on that, and it feels uncomfortable, but um, I gotta do this, man, and I gotta do it brick by brick. I got that from Will Smith actually. In his first chapter, he talks about building a wall. But anyway, back to the point though. And sometimes growth feels uncomfortable because you're learning while you're building, right? But that doesn't mean you stop. It means that you stay patient and you stay in the process. Point number two, leadership shows up in small moments, man. I've been the leader since day one, and it's always been for the wrong things, for the most part. What I mean? There's been times that my leadership has shined through. And I didn't even know I was a leader, what I mean? Sometimes I think I found out, within the last 10 years, the type of leadership skills I possess. But anyhow, neither here nor there. Today at work, we took some, I go to work part time for this company. I won't say the name, or maybe I will. Atlanta Recovery Place. Big ups to it's a behavioral health center. It helps people struggling with some of the things I struggle with. And so, today we took them to the big place, the bowling alley, and it was good vibes. You know what I'm saying? At first, laughter, competition, everybody having good. We had some food, ordered some pizzas and some wings, and everybody was hanging out. And then these two younger guys, they got into it, man, loud. Um, ego got in the way. They have a history of picking on each other, for nothing, and it's a weird situation. But one day they'll be in competition, picking on each other. The next day they'll be like hanging out. So I don't know. I really don't know. But days I come, it seems to be a issue, and I have to always intervene. I mean, I believe they somewhat respect me, respect my stance and um, how I show up. But things like this sometimes, like, they want us to make these big old reports. They want it to, so they can get reprimanded. I mean, they choose to be there, but it's just like, why go through that, right? Normally, this turns into an incident report, paperwork, clinical review, a whole chain reaction, right? But instead of escalating it, I slowed it down, man. I took it, when we got back to the apartment, I got the two guys together, and we did it like how we did it in the old days. Put them in the same room, and we talked about where it went wrong or where this came from. And they were able to reconcile, I guess, at least for the moment, right? And you know, I felt like that was I didn't do nothing but mediate, right? But the leadership in me allowed it to create a space where they both felt safe and they both could talk and apologize to each other, or you know, if there was a need, and at the end of it, they hugged, man. So that's, I call that leadership showing up in them small moments, man. And and that my me being a leader in my own stance, you know, will hopefully will trickle down and show them how to be leaders in their own right? Point number 3, choosing resolution over reaction. We don't want the quick reaction. We want resolution. Yeah, I can. It's easy for me to say, man, bump this. I ain't messing with dude, or bump this. I ain't going. And then somebody reacts like, "Well, f you. Who you think you is?" You know what I'm saying? That's the reaction. Sometimes there's a resolution before in between that, right? So, oh yeah, I went over this a little bit. However, let's do it again. I brought them back to the property, set them down, made them talk it out, right? Own their part, hear each other. No, posturing. No spectators. Just accountability. They hashed it out, hugged it out, and moved on. That moment reminded me leadership isn't always about authority. Sometimes it's about creating space for growth instead of punishment. Step point number 4, we're going to go to reprogramming myself. You know what I'm saying? That's what rewire realities. That's what we're about. We're about the reprogramming, changing your software, updating your your operating system, right? Encrypting your access, encrypting your passwords, all that, right? So, outside of work, I've been doing the same thing internally, right? Reprogramming my thinking, reading, studying, working out, speaking, building this podcast, trying to find my voice. I'm reading this book called Incognito. It's about the brain, um, and it reminds me how much of our behaviors run automatically, unless we slow down and choose differently, right? Subconscious. Like the book is about the brain. It's just certain things are subconscious. It's just like how you would, know to stop when you're going down the street at 30 miles and you see a car just pull out. Like your foot will automatically move before you even think about it, right? Yeah, that's what I'm practicing, man. Choosing differently, and for I always call these little short podcasts, but I get into it, man. I can't end them. I don't like to end them, but yeah, but you know what I'm saying. This is the work. Closing message. This is the work. Here's today's message. Straight from my life. Growth doesn't always look like a breakthrough. Sometimes it looks like patience, restraint, and doing the right thing quietly in the cut. No spectators, no audience. You know what I mean? And I'm coining this right now. So this is one of my sayings. First of all, we're gonna say brick by brick, moment by moment, choice by choice. And with that, we go ape shit. And the ape is ape. Ape stands for assess, process, and execute. I just coined that. That's mine. I go ape shit out here, man. I be assessing, right? I process it, right, and then I execute. So yeah. Again, this is Rewired Realities. I'm B Watts with the plots. And if you're building something new, a business, a life, a mindset, stay with the process. It's working, even when it feels slow. Thanks for listening. Peace.